Okay, so welcome to this deep dive. We're going to take a look at something a bit different today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be going through the lyrics of Handlebars
Okay.
by Jennie and Dua Lipa.
All right.
And alongside this, we have some analysis and different takes on the meaning of these lyrics.
Interesting.
We're not trying to, give a literary breakdown of a pop song.
Right.
We really just want to dig into what we think is, the emotional core of it.
Yeah.
The feeling of, a sudden rush of infatuation and kind of those patterns we sometimes fall into with relationships.
Sure. I think it's remarkable how pop music, on the surface, it might seem like light.
Yeah.
But it actually, it can give us a clear view of complex human emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by specifically looking at the lyrics, we can explore some of the more subtle aspects of those experiences.
Totally. And I think let's just jump right in.
Okay.
Let's go right to that opening line.
All right.
I trip and fall in love.
Yeah.
Just like a Tuesday drunk.
Mm.
What do you think about that when you first hear that image?
Well, I mean, the feeling that kind of jumps out at me is sudden, unexpected lack of control.
Yeah.
The comparison to being Tuesday drunk is so vivid.
Yeah.
Right? Because unlike having a drink on a Friday or Saturday,
Right.
a Tuesday drink is you're not really.
Right. It's impulsive.
Yeah, it suggests an impulsivity, maybe something you didn't even plan for.
Yeah.
And certainly not being in command of yourself.
Right.
It immediately sets the tone for an experience that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And not really thought through.
Definitely. Yeah. It's not gradual. It's like an instant loss of footing.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling of being out of control seems to be a key theme that comes back.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking specifically about the lines. I always go all in, all in, all in, over the handlebars, hitting the ground so hard.
Yeah.
This feels like the emotional heart of the song to me.
It does. The repetition there emphasizes this is a recurring pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
The image of going over the handlebars is so strong.
Yeah.
It suggests this forward momentum, complete commitment, but without the necessary control or awareness of where they're going.
Yeah.
And the consequences really stark.
Yeah.
Hitting the ground so hard. Yeah. It's a direct way of describing this painful outcome.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that even when they're alone,
Right.
the next line says, if I'm alone, fallen, fallen, fallen. There's this sense of an ongoing, almost ingrained tendency.
Yeah.
Could this suggest an underlying predisposition to this kind of intense, unsustainable way of engaging with feelings?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's independent of another person in that moment.
Right.
And then I think we get a sense of why this might be so deep-seated.
Yeah.
In the lines, mercy. Why is it love is never kind to me?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that fools rush in, and yeah, that's me. It burns me time and time again. This feels like past hurt.
Yeah.
A recognition of a repeated cycle.
There's an acknowledgement of past disappointments.
Yeah.
A sense of almost weary resignation.
Yeah.
The singer recognizes that old saying about rushing into things, and they identify with it. It burns me time and time again. Really underscores a history of painful experiences in love.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder what is the allure of that initial rush,
Yeah.
even when they know the outcome.
Right.
Sometimes that intense early stage infatuation can just be so powerful that it overrides our rational caution.
Totally, even when we have past experiences telling us otherwise.
Yeah.
So then it goes into, so why am I still fixing for this frying pan? Thinking, wonder what you're doing for tonight, and forever I could be the rest of your life or whatever. Now, this is where we see that internal tug of war.
Yeah, it's such a compelling contrast.
Yeah.
So, despite this history of getting burned, I mean, the frying pan image is perfect for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's still this strong pull, this hope or longing for connection.
Yeah.
The thought of a future with this person tonight and forever is still so present. Or whatever at the end adds this layer of uncertainty, maybe even downplaying that hope. It's like a hedge, anticipating disappointment, but still allowing for that possibility.
Yeah, and then it shifts so abruptly to the physical.
Yeah.
My lips and your lips.
Yeah.
We could press them together.
Right, it's so direct.
Yeah.
This introduces another dimension to this infatuation. It's not just emotional longing now.
Right.
There's physical attraction at play.
Yeah.
The immediacy really aligns with that impulsivity.
Yeah.
it adds another layer to that tripping and falling feeling.
Yeah.
A physical pull to that lack of control.
Yeah, and I think that leads perfectly into the next line.
Okay.
I don't ever think twice. And baby, that's why.
Right. It's just so blunt.
Yeah.
It's like they're explaining the falling hard phenomenon.
Exactly.
The singer is like consciously linking their lack of hesitation, this deliberate absence of overthinking, to these intense, sometimes painful experiences they have in love.
Yeah.
It's almost like an admission of their own impulsive nature being this key driver in their romantic engagements, the highs and the lows.
Yeah, and you know what it makes me think is, could this lack of thinking be a way to avoid confronting past hurts or future pain?
Yeah.
Just focusing solely on that immediate thrill.
It's a really interesting angle, almost a form of avoidance.
Right, and then I think that impulsivity takes on this, like, addictive quality.
Okay.
With the lines, another round, another drink, I try to stop, but I can't think about anything else but you. And I'm a little too buzzed on your love to play it cute.
Oh, wow. What's so striking here is this imagery of wanting to stop, but being completely unable to.
Yeah.
Another round, another drink,
Yeah.
really suggests this cyclical behavior.
Yeah.
This desire for more of that feeling, even when they know it might not be the best thing.
Right.
And being too buzzed on your love to play it cute implies this total loss of inhibitions, a complete and overwhelming preoccupation with this person.
Right.
It's like that initial Tuesday drunk has like escalated into this stronger state of intoxication driven by this focus on the other person.
Yeah. It's like that initial lack of control just snowballs.
Yeah, totally.
And then we have this really brief but maybe significant line.
Okay.
A single kiss.
Right.
It feels like maybe this was the spark that ignited the whole thing.
Absolutely. A subtle kiss can often be a trigger for like intense infatuation.
Yeah.
It can be like a moment that solidifies potential feelings and like sends them into overdrive. It could be the catalyst.
Yeah.
The event that propelled them into this emotional whirlwind.
Totally. And then that whirlwind is really apparent.
Yeah.
In I Lost My Mind for 7 Days and 7 Nights. Can't eat sleep, baby. It's true. Treat it, bite my lip. I'm probably going to slip and say some crazy shit to you.
Wow.
This really paints a picture of obsession. This disruption of normal life.
Yeah, this really is like the peak of the infatuation, bordering on all-consuming. The inability to eat or sleep really shows how much these feelings have taken over.
Yeah.
Biting my lip suggests the struggle to maintain composure,
right?
A fear of expressing these emotions, hinting at potential for like impulsive or regrettable actions fueled by the infatuation.
Yeah, what does it tell us?
Right.
That the singer is aware of this potential crazy shit.
Yeah.
But still can't stop it.
Yeah, that awareness coupled with the lack of control is so key.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting that through all of this, the focus is on the you.
Right.
This object of affection.
Yeah.
But we don't really learn anything about them.
That's a crucial observation. The you is undefined.
Yeah.
They're the focus. They're the recipient of all this feeling and desire, but their own thoughts, feelings, actions are never revealed.
Right.
They're like a blank canvas for the singer to project their emotions onto.
It makes you think how much of this is internal for the singer rather than an actual reciprocal connection.
Exactly. It's almost like less about a relationship and more about the singer's patterns, their own ways of responding to attraction and infatuation.
Yeah. And it's really Jennie and Dua Lipa as the performers who are bringing this to life for us.
Yeah, they're the voices singing, but they're conduits for these universal human feelings. Their performance allows us to connect. Even if our own experiences are different, they become like storytellers of this emotional intensity.
So as we're wrapping up here, what would you say are the core takeaways?
Well, we see this powerful depiction of falling into infatuation, this tendency to like leap before you look.
Yeah.
The lyrics show us this all-in approach that often leads to pain, but there's still hope and a conflict between past experiences and present desires. Ultimately, the song captures that intense almost obsessive quality that infatuation can have that overrides logic and lessons learned.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
Even in a pop song.
Yeah.
There's this raw portrayal of this human experience. And so I want you, the listener, to think for a minute about that pull of infatuation.
Right.
What patterns do you recognize in your own relationships, romantic or otherwise?
Right.
Where do you find that balance between those impulsive feelings and the wisdom from experience? It's something to think about even after the music stops.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Until next time.